ECAT's production of OA Sports are provided by Morse Insurance, Weinstein and Keach, we sell real estate, Michael Associates, Ltd., the Easton Lions Club. ECAT would like to thank all the sponsors for support of producing OA Sports.
Hello and welcome to today's game, Oliver Ames boys soccer versus Canton. Oliver Ames comes into this game as the only undefeated team in the Hockomock. Canton 2-2-2 on the Hawk, 2-2-1 on the Hawk so far this season. About halfway point of the season. I think next game is technically the halfway point. Oliver Ames is clearly coming in riding high after a huge win over Needham on Monday afternoon. Rare day game here at Muscato Stadium. For the most part, these games at home are later in the evening. Wet day here in Easton, Massachusetts. Great day to be under a roof. Some fans showing up. A lot of umbrellas over here to my left. Oliver is starting off strong, pushing into the box. A long throw in here for Lucas Lama. Bailey Gavin gets it outside the box, pushes forward to, I believe, Cyrus and John. No, that was David Icanaro. Ball long and deep, out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw-in. Long throw. Walsh flicks it on, but picked up by a Canton player. Picked up by Walsh, pushes into the center. Option in front of him. Canton player sticks his foot and knocks that ball out of bounds for a Oliver Ames throw-in. Gavin will get us restarted here. Canton with a very strong forward in Vlad Francoeur. Walsh tries to rip that cross in, knocked out of bounds for another Oliver Ames throw-in. Very, very deep throw-in. Gavin will look to try to get this into the box. Throw by Gavin clicked in. I think that's going to be a goal kick, or was picked up by the Canton goalkeeper for it get out of bounds. As I was mentioning, Canton with a very strong team, very strong forward here in Vlad Francoeur, one of the top goal scorers for them last season. Starting the season off strong with a lot of goals under his belt. Here he is on the ball now. Tried to dribble through three defenders, picked up by Dylan Fisher, back to Babanikas, back out to Josh Braz, pushing it forward down that left-hand side. Nascimento over to Walsh. Walsh pushes into the box, rips a shot across the goal face, but that's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick. Good movement there from Oliver Ames going forward, be able to move that ball from the left to the right, find an open player in the box, and Walsh took that shot. Strong counterattack. Oliver Ames starting this game and the next three games against teams with a sub-500 record. Possible trap games for Oliver Ames, who are certainly riding high after a big win against D1 Needham earlier in the week. Victor and Walsh connecting to score that lone goal with about 20 minutes left in the game. I think that's Victor's third or fourth on the season, leading the team in goals scored. Your friendly neighborhood commentator might have left his glasses in his car as he was rushing to get into this box and out of the rain. So I promise next half I'll be able to see some numbers from here. Ecanaro playing much higher than he normally does, almost as a forward. Ball forward to Walsh. Walsh gets a touch to it, pushes it through the Canton defense. Walsh on goal, takes his first shot, rips that goal into the right-hand bottom corner of the goal. That is a goal for Derek Walsh, his first of the season, coming off his first assist last week. Oliver Ames up in the first 5 minutes of the game, 1-0 against Canton. Certainly not falling into the trap game that I might have mentioned earlier. They are aggressive and pushing forward. Excellent ball through to Walsh to get him through that line. Again, I'll blame the glasses, but I didn't see who sent that on. Canton has largely had a very successful season. They had one big loss against Sharon, 6-1 earlier in the season. But beyond that, largely successful. Their only other loss comes from a very strong Attleboro team who certainly gave Oliver Ames everything they could last week. Big win against Duxbury for Canton earlier in the season. And the team is actually full of sophomores on this field right now, so look for a strong Canton in the next few seasons in the Hawk. Long throw in there by Halama down the left-hand side. Picked up by Canton, only knocked as far back as Halama. Got options for Babanikas. Babanikas pushes back into the defense. Great use of space by Babanikas to the defense. Mercieri takes his space, launches that ball long, looking for Victor. Babanikas assists, pushing the ball deeper. Into the box now goes Victor. Tries to turn towards the goal, knocked out of bounds for a Canton goal kick. Victor to take this corner kick. 4, 5, 6 players from Oliver Ames in the box. Braz at the near post goes towards him. Headed up and down and in. Goal for Oliver Ames. Nicky Babanikas at the near post, stuffing that ball right into the goal. Very dangerous player to leave directly in front of that box for a goal. Free head directly in. 2-0 Oliver Ames within the first 6 minutes of the game here. Timeout called from Canton. Assuming Canton called that timeout. Take a break here in the game for the timeout. Power rankings, the rankings that control which teams are going into the playoffs and their season. The first power rankings will be released this Friday. So for both teams, this is their last game going into power rankings release. Obviously, it doesn't matter where you start in the power rankings in the middle of the season. It matters towards the end, but within the system, 2 things matter towards your power rankings. That is points, and then also, not points, it is goal differential, and then your record against, and it's strength of schedule record. So it's a hard thing to calculate from outside of the system. Oliver Ames certainly going to be in the top of the power rankings as they get released. Canton looking for a win here today to almost assure their spot in the top of the power rankings, or within the top 32. 32 teams getting to the playoffs, with essentially a 3-2 and 3 record on the season. They're on the line. Good wins against teams like Duxbury, or ties against Duxbury. That should assist them getting up there, but that loss to Sharon will probably hurt those chances. That's going to be -3 goals against a team that is probably lower ranked on the season. Sharon, I believe, in last or second to last place within the Davenport division. Gavin will get us restarted here for a throw-in off the right-hand side. 33 minutes left in the first half. Must have been a substitution during that break that I didn't see. You've got, I believe, Christian Cameron now in at forward or wing alongside Jacob Fedorchik. So Barada, as he's known to do, continually swapping out that left fist and that right fist, constantly knocking against the defenses he's going up against. Throw it now for Halama down the left-hand side. Tactical change must have been made for Canton during that halftime. I'm seeing Frank Core push back to maybe a little bit more of a midfield position to try to use his strength to maintain some ball control in the center. Landaverde doing a good job clearing that thing. Fisher can't get to that ball to clear it. Here comes Canton, 4-on-4. Pushed out wide. Canton player down the right-hand side. Cleared out well by Halama. Fisher does get to that one, gets it over to Fedorchik, tries to flick it onto Icanaro, but can't connect. Cameron and Braz trying to connect. Eventually knocked out of bounds for a Canton throwing. Canton looking to collect themselves here, trying to get string together a few passes here. They've largely been knocking the ball around as much as they can. You can see that ball goes direct from that goalkeeper directly out of bounds. Or Icanaro now just outside the box trying to get control, knocked away very strongly by Canton. Browse picks it up, now driving into the box, puts a great cross on. Icanaro or Fedorchik probably weren't expecting that thing to get through. Probably could have run onto that to get a foot on that ball and towards the goal. Fishing out on the right-hand side. Finds Fedorchik, crossing opportunity. Stops on, tries to get through two defenders, does push it through. I think wins a corner kick there. Good run by Fedorchik to win a corner kick against the Canton defenders. I think he was trying to dribble through three players, eventually got that. Icanaro is going to get us restarted from this corner kick. Several players wait in the box. Let's see if they can double up on the goals from corner kicks here. Short kick, push back to Icanaro. Crosses with his left foot, doesn't get deep. Bicycle kick opportunity there. I believe that was Fedorchik that might have attempted that. Couldn't connect to it super well. Ball eventually goes out of bounds, but I believe a whistle for a penalty in the box on, foul in the box on Oliver Ames. Can't look at us restarted deep within their defensive zone. Oliver Ames winning that goal kick as it drops towards the center, something they've done specifically quite a bit of during the season. Hard pressed by Cameron. Does he win Oliver Ames a corner kick, or does that roll out of bounds for a Canton throw? He wins an Oliver Ames throw-in. Halama's going to take that one. Long throw into the box coming in here. Rain coming down heavy here in Easton, Massachusetts. Change of call from the referee here. Referees coming together here. Where that play happened in that corner is that those two dead zones you get in this two-referee system, where neither ref is really close to the play, and it can get confusing as to who's making the call here, who had the best vision of that play. No linesman in high school soccer in Massachusetts. Eventually the call is decided it is a throw-in for Halama. Long throw deep into the box, picked up by Canton. Good job combining a few players there to get it out. Canton throw it on the right-hand side. Oliver Ames. About 25 minutes left in the first half. Oliver Ames going up 2 goals super quick. Have largely controlled the game. I'm maybe remembering 1 or 2 Canton chances going forward. Here comes Fisher driving down Oliver Ames' right-hand side. Intelligently picks his heads up, finds Gavin. They connect to push that ball deeper. Eventually bounces off of Gavin's foot and out of bounds. Canton throw coming out of their defensive end. Hard to say Canton has settled into this game, but certainly they don't seem to be giving up as many opportunities in the past few minutes as they did in the beginning. Mercier playing dangerous with that ball to sit in the defensive zone. Does push it forward, but it goes to Canton. Ball bouncing around between teams just inside of Canton's half. Thank you for the glasses delivery. Now, oh, look at that. Numbers on players. All right. Babanikas now back to Mercier. Mercier over to Babanikas. Good defensive movement as they've had all season long from Oliver Ames. This is a personal suggestion for Ryder Mercier. Please blonder next time. It's easier to spot you when you're on the field. Throwing coming now for Canton. Sorry, it's a kick coming in from Canton. Ben Weaver's going to take this one for Canton. Defensive player James Howard pushing forward. One of the taller players in the Canton team. Senior defensive stalwart for the team. Ball goes in. Frank Kors first to get to from Canton. Knocks it over right to Teddy Capucci, who's already got, I believe, a few assists in the season. Couldn't connect to that ball as well as he wanted to. Ball's picked up by Gilson. Canton now, sensing that they're in this game, beginning to drive the ball forward, trying to make something happen. Ball lost out of bounds for an Oliver Ames throw. Subs coming on now. Cameron and Fedorchik off for Walsh and Victor. As mentioned, this is that left fist, right fist strategy that Barada tends to have in his substitution plans. Long throw, knocked out of bounds by Halama. Another Canton throw. Now an offensive throw for Canton. They go back. Push forward just outside the box. Good connectivity by the Canton players. Well picked up by Ikanaru to knock it away. Now Fisher gets the ball at his feet, launches it, but couldn't get it past the first Canton midfielder. Canton playing a higher, stronger line than they did earlier in the half here. Rain absolutely drenching the field right now. 22 minutes left in the first half. Huge throw down the line looking for Walsh, picked up by the Canton defender, Isaiah. Long throw again from Halama. Finds Walsh. Walsh tries to cross it into Ikanaru, knocked around by some Canton players. Well picked up by Oliver Ames's defense. Cross in again. Ikanaru with options now. Back to the goal. Finds Babanikas. Good job from him shielding that ball and maintaining control. Babanikas' pass a little too heavy for Victor to get over to. Canton can't clear it. Walsh is there. Walsh back over to Victor. Cleared up by Canton. Oliver Ames looking for that third goal. Within the rules of Massachusetts soccer, you're looking for 3-goal wins. 3-goal wins is the most goal differential you're allowed to carry into your power rankings. So if that wasn't part of the game, you might consider or see Oliver Ames or other teams going into more of a defensive mode up 2-0. But the power ranking system has these teams still pushing for goals despite being up 2-0 early in the game. Babanikas pushing forward now. Good connected with him and Ikanaru. Ikanaru can't get to it, but does recover the ball quite well. Braz tries to get it back to him down the left-hand side. Excellent job by Ikanaru protecting and maintaining ball control there. Halama back to Babanikas. Good job between Ikanaru, Babanikas, and Halama to get control of that ball that was bouncing around. Fisher now driving forward. Fisher can't turn that ball. Picked up by Gavin. Gavin chips long. He's got Victor in front of him. Knocked over. Walsh gets it. Walsh pushes back to Victor. Passes a little heavy, but Walsh is there to recover it. Dribbles through a player. Now Victor in front of the box. Shooting opportunity here for Victor. Rips it. Couldn't connect to that ball super well. 20 minutes left in the game. Saved there by Canton. Rain might be getting in the way in terms of some of these shots we've seen. Some of these players getting on early. I think Walsh had one in the box. Victor right there. Not getting the purchase on the ball they're expecting. Could be rain related. Wet cleats. Wet ball. Huge kick out of the goal. Babanikas gets his head to it, but called for a push in the back. Offensive kick here for Canton. Luke Erickson, again, probably I'm assuming the top assist player for Canton so far in the season, coming on to it. The standout sophomore Erickson from Canton. Gets it over, tries to get to Francoeur, who just couldn't get his head to it. That was near perfect. Would have put Gilson under some pressure, who's on certainly a shootout streak. Oliver Ames giving up goals. 3 goals in the season, and all 3 goals given up in one game. Against KP earlier in the year at a 3-3 tie. Beyond that, no other team has found the back of the net against this Oliver Ames defense and Oliver Ames senior goalkeeper and captain Zach Gilson. Canton looking for that goal, passing around well. Haiju pushing in. Back to Ben Weaver. Weaver turning against Walsh. Does a good job getting it back to Shane Kelleher. Sam Siegel pushes it across. Good movement by Canton here. They're feeling it. Quick throw into the box. Gail Garcia couldn't get it over to Francoeur. Ball comes out of Oliver Ames' defense, but Oliver Ames hasn't been able to get any consistent touches in the past minute, 2 minutes. As commanding as a performance Oliver Ames has had recently, you've got to be concerned about Canton getting that next goal. All of a sudden it's 2-1 and you're on your back heels. Great flick on by Walsh, trying to find Victor. Is he going to get there in time? Good job of the goalkeeper from Canton coming out to get that ball. Francoeur now on Gavin. Passes it through. Gavin doesn't get to his foot to it. Gets it over to Icanaro. Can't clear the zone. Walsh now with the ball at his chest. Dribbling against two defenders. Chips on. Looks like he might win that race down the right-hand side. Keeps that ball and finds Victor. Excellent pass. Victor couldn't get his foot to it. Nice job by Oliver Ames getting out of that right-hand side, getting some control back. Substitution now coming in for Oliver Ames. It's Cameron and Fedorchik coming back on for Victor and Walsh. Cameron now, ball at his feet, finds Braz. Braz shooting opportunity. Ball comes off the side of his foot. High and wide, out of bounds for a Canton goal kick. Oliver Ames picking up that ball off that goal kick. Again, this is a very strong piece of this Oliver Ames team. Is they tend to gain control immediately back off of opposite team goal kicks. Taller players in the box. Great header control. Gavin pushes it into the box looking for an Oliver Ames player. Can't find any. Canton substitution, Weaver coming off. Looks like in some sort of CDM position. Canton down the left-hand side. Francoeur right across the goal face. Shooting opportunity for Capucci, but can't get his foot to that correctly. We are seeing a lot of that in this game. Shots going wild and wide. Both goals for Oliver Ames coming from deep within the box. Perhaps too wet of a game for any good player to get a good shot from distance. Nice drop by Bapanikas getting that ball across half, but here comes Canton again. Into Francoeur. Francoeur couldn't connect with Haiju. I think they were on separate pages as to where that ball was going or where it should go next. Excellent shielding there by Kelleher from Canton, letting that ball roll out of bounds. some sort of procedural change going on the left-hand side. Or perhaps a Canton player looking for some level of first aid. Can't enter the field with some blood on. Fedorchik gets a touch to it, pushes it just wide. Fedorchik holding onto his back as he went down hard. Got sprung out of the midfield all of a sudden with a goal-scoring opportunity. Ball goes wide. 13 minutes left in the first half. Oliver Ames 2, Canton 0. Goal kick coming from Canton. Short goal kick from Canton. They do a good job flicking that on, but Fisher then gets to it. Fedorchik tries to push it onto Cameron. 3 defenders covering him. He can't get to that ball first. Excellent play. Tony Schiefer coming down the left-hand side. Picked up well by Fisher and Gavin. Haji does a good job getting through 2 players here, but can't not seem to be connected moving from their midfield to their forwards. A little disconnect into what their strategy is, how they're going to move the ball forward. Seeing a lot of losses on poor passes. Here comes Cameron down the left-hand side. Tries to find Icanaro. Ball launched out of bounds from a Canton player. Ball boy doing a good job getting that ball right back in. Ball boys are troopers for me on here for today in this absolute, well, I was going to say pouring rain, but it doesn't look like it's raining at this exact moment. Babanika's shooting opportunity. Ball just escaped him. Frank Core now with space to run and move. Tries to find Sphere from Canton. Can't. Quickly thrown into Garcia. Garcia back to Frank Core. Aggressive play from Cameron coming back to get that ball off of Canton. Frustration, kick out of bounds there from Haiju on Canton. Does get some words from the referee, no card for that yet. Excellent aggressive play by Cameron coming back to assist that midfield, retrieving that ball and getting it off of Canton's feet. Mercieri over to Gavin. Gavin pushed it back to Mercieri. Oliver Ames tried to push the ball forward, couldn't really get anything going. Ball out of bounds for a Canton throw, and here now substitution coming in. I believe that's Capucci coming back onto the field. Halama rising up over everybody, heading that ball forward off a Canton player and out of bounds. Has a throwing opportunity right over into Fedorchik, who couldn't get his foot to it or body to it to get control of it. Bounces to the Canton goalkeeper. I believe that's freshman Ali Witt. So, sophomore-heavy Canton team and a freshman goalkeeper. This is certainly a development season for Canton, as these players are going to get great experience this season and push it into this league for the next few years. Cameron on the left-hand side turns against the Canton defender, gets past, crossing opportunity, holds up, pulls back, has got Braz for an option behind him, gets it to Braz. Braz back to Cameron. Good job staying on side. Here comes that cross. Canton gets the cross first, knocks it around, but here comes Dylan Fisher. Big shot from him. But again, the story of this game, open shots from outside the box that are flying out of bounds. And that's both teams, largely. It's just under 10 minutes now in the first half. Canton coming out. Long goal kick again picked up by Oliver Ames. Icanaro now with control. Fisher. Babanika's player on his back does a good job finding Fedorchik. Fedorchik 2 touches across the box. Can't find any options. Goes back to Gavin. Excellent job keeping control. Here comes Gavin on the right-hand side. Room to move. Pushes across looking for either Fedorchik or Icanaro. Couldn't hit either of them. Alverim still retains control about midfield. Frank Core pushing against Landaverde, does get it. Frank Core through the box, shooting opportunity or crossing opportunity, takes that shot. Knocked away by Mercier, doesn't get to Gilson. There comes Garcia from Canton. Ball chipped long to the box. Frank Core sliding in aggressively, but Gilson there first to get that ball and get it out of danger. You ignore the first 2 minutes, this is a pretty close game. First 10 minutes, you ignore this. If you ignore the first 10 minutes, it's a pretty close game here from Canton and Oliver Ames. Right now, the score sits at 2-0. Oliver Ames in front. Landaverde, who I haven't had to mention that much, gets the ball, tries to chip forward, finding Fedorchik. Finds Canton instead. Seifer trying to get the ball past Gavin. Fighting against Fisher. Fisher pushes away, but Canton still has control. Very strong play from Howard from the Canton defense. Fisher goes down hard, but back up and running. We had a whistle for a stoppage in play here. Referee is on the far side, is asking for something. Oh, he found a shin guard. Someone's playing without a shin guard. Have to get that rectified before that ball comes back into play. Oliver Ames in control of this game on the scoreboard. Cameron on the right-hand side is working with Ecanaro, super close to each other. Gavin and Fisher now close to each other. Oliver Ames needs to get control of their shape and be able to move that ball around. Too many players too close to each other. Excellent job by Gavin to get that ball pushed distance back to Mercier. And now there's room to move for those forwards. Tries to find Fedorchik. The ball eventually falls to Browse, who's pushing down the left-hand side. I think the only position Josh Browse has not played this season has been goalkeeper. Beyond that, that player has been the most versatile player on the Oliver Ames team this season. Forward, midfield, some defense. Left fist, right fist substitution coming in for Barada. That's Walsh and Victor back on the field, replacing Cameron and Fedorchik. Long throw from Halama. Picked up by Canton, knocked forward, but I believe that's going to be an Oliver Ames throw-in. There's a big difference positionally when Walsh and Victor are on the field, who play much closer together than Cameron and Fedorchik. Huge throw, headed up by Bob Benikas, out of the box, picked up by Fisher. Gavin now, crossing opportunity from outside the box, chips it in. Good job by Wilwitt to come out the box and get a hold of that, launches that ball long. Landaverde gets it to his chest. Frank Core right in his face, just bashes that ball high and out. Canton still with some level of control until Bob Benikas gets to it. Substitution for Canton before the throw-in. Durant onto the field. Throw for Canton at about half. 4 minutes left in the first half. Throw goes to Fisher, gets a great head to it. Looks for Walsh, can't get to him. Durant recovers after that throw and gets that ball back into the Canton defense for safety. Victor down the right-hand side gets a shoulder in the back, finds Ecanaro just outside the box. He's got Walsh in front of him, pushes the ball to Walsh. Good blocking play by the Canton defender to make sure Walsh can't get to that. Frank Core on 5. I don't think he's getting through the All-Areams defense with that. Gilson now with the ball. Hasn't been called on a lot. One play earlier in the game to come out and scoop that ball up from Frank Core before he could put a shot on. Beyond that, All-Areams defense doing their job, keeping this ball out. Long throw. Walsh has got it in the box. Puts his knee to it. Handball on Walsh. That's going to be coming out against him. Good goal-scoring opportunity for Oliver Ames. Canton, short kick. Durant, forward. Capucci now finds Frank Core. Frank Core can't get through Braz. Braz gets knocked off the ball, but gets it forward to Walsh. Walsh kicks it off of a Canton player and out of bounds for a Oliver Ames throw-in. 2:30 left in the half. Huge throw into Walsh just outside the box. Comes away with it. He's got Gavin behind him. Pushes to Gavin. Huge cross coming across the goal. Good job by the Canton goalkeeper to knock that out with his fists. Braz, Halama, Babanikas. Good movement between those three continually throughout this game. Excellent fight from Ikanaro. Turns, finds Victor. Can't move into the box. Kicked out of the box by a Canton defender. Mercieri can't get it. Here comes Frank Core now. On Fisher. Fisher gets a good job slowing Frank Core down. Superb ball boy work, getting the ball right back in. Frank Core pushed the ball back into the defense for some level of Canton control as they push forward immediately. Halam and Babanikas combine to push that ball out. Canton looking to push that ball forward. They push it forward too far out of bounds. We've hit the 2-minute mark. Clock stops here, so clock will be kept on the field by the referees, but less than 2 minutes left in the half here. Excellent work by Halama to not lose that ball out of bounds and knocks it off of Frank Core to win in Oliver Ames throwing. That's the whistle for halftime. Halftime here in Easton, Massachusetts, 2-0, Oliver Ames versus Canton. We will see you in the second half.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in Northeastern, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long, or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Hey Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah, like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, it's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to get it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now. Hello and welcome to Easton News. I'm Joe Taft.
And I'm Jack Ryan, and together we bring you everything you need to know about Easton, including politics.
The Town of Easton is undertaking a crucial public safety and public works facilities replacement project to enhance essential services for the community.
Community events.
Mark your calendars and get your costumes ready. The Easton Food Pantry will be hosting a Halloween parade.
And sports.
Boys soccer stayed hot, defeating Stoughton 2-1. That was the team's 5th straight division title and 4th in a row in the Davenport.
With APCSM guest segment Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Katie with the Animal Protection Center, and today we have a little Iris.
With help from special correspondent Wyatt Fain. Join us
For Easton News.
Playing 6 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, residents of Easton, friends and neighbors. This is Bill Ames,
co-host with Priscilla Almquist-Olsen of the Film Connection.
On ECAT now for over 20 years. We're very proud of that.
And we like to interview guests from Easton who have been involved in the film business.
Actors, producers. We're very fortunate today to have a producer of a film.
Hey, are you a fan of history? If so, come for adventure with me, your host Drew Darty, as we explore some of the most impactful events of all time. We talk about U.S. history. These events led up to the creation of the first continental conquerors. World history. The Allied forces consist of France, the United Kingdom, Russia, Japan, and Italy, and influential figures. The legacy of Martin Luther King is one of selflessness, and he never stopped believing in the equal and free America. You'll get my takes and opinions, so come along for adventure on Drew's Venture History TV. Check us out between your recently scheduled programming as well as on YouTube. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Gail Devins, and join me as we discover all the businesses that made Easton great. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. I cannot wait I want to do it. I want to go there. I am definitely coming back, and I know you will too, because I'm telling you something. It is absolutely amazing in here. What a wonderful way to discover Easton. It's right here in Easton. Showing at noon on Mondays, 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, and 11 a.m. on Fridays, only on ECAT.
Don't have time to sit down and watch ECAT programs? Don't worry, ECAT has got you covered. That's right, ECAT has
Podcast!
Yes! ECAT Podcast Channel has your favorite shows that you could listen to. Whether you want to chill and listen to the Ron Van Dam Show and hear him talk about what's bothering him that day, or the show hosted by local legends Stephanie Weinstein and Meredith Keach, where they talk about anything and everything, or take a listen to the weekly news hosted by Jack Ryan and Abby Kitchenham. Stay tuned in with Tiger Talk hosted by Oliver Ames students. Community Forum is where their host Priscilla talks about all things Easton. Easton residents can also find government meetings about various topics. You can find the podcast on Podbean and all your favorite podcast platforms. Just by searching ECAT or the ECAT podcast, you can find it all. The ECAT podcast channel is powered by Podbean, so either in the car ride or walking around town, you can always catch what's going on with ECAT. Happy listening!
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Welcome back for the second half here at Muscato Stadium at Oliver Ames High School. Oliver Ames boys soccer playing the Canton Bulldogs. Oliver Ames winning 2-0. Goals from Walsh and a question mark whether it was Babanikas or Halama. I would suggest one of those two players dyes their hair blonde like Mercieri so I can tell them apart. But that was the second goal off, well, it was the second goal today and the second goal off a corner kick for Oliver Ames this season. Player left wide open in the box to be able to head that ball down. Oliver Ames looks to start the second half in what looks like the same exact lineup they started the first half in. Walsh, Victor up front, Fisher, Ikanaru, and Braz backing them up. CDM, Nicky Babanikas. Defenders, Bailey Gavin, Ryder Mercieri, Alejandro Landaverde, and Lucas Halama. Canton huddling up for a little pre-half talk. Oliver Ames already in position. Common practice here in Oliver Ames for the team to retake the field before the half has done. Getting this game restarted as quickly as possible. A lot of these OA players pride themselves on their ability to run, their endurance. Rainy day in here in Easton. Field soaked. Stands soaked. But perfectly dry in this booth where I'm standing, so I'm A-okay if you were concerned about me. Frank Core gets us restarted. Canton pushing back and across. Durant now on the ball. Pushes back to Isaiah. Back to Ali Wilwitt, freshman goalkeeper for Canton. Pressure by Walsh. He wins that ball back, pushes it back, looking for Fisher. Babanikas now. Good pressure from Oliver Ames, winning what I believe is going to be an Oliver Ames offensive throw-in. Good pressure by them. There are certain things in soccer where you think they're a benefit for your team, which turn out to be kind of a where you're put back on your heels. Holding up there to see if Fisher can get a shot off there. Things like having the restart at center. If you push that ball back and a team presses you, that's really an offensive opportunity for them. You're beginning to see some professional teams on the kickoff just launching the ball into the defensive zone and out of bounds, just to gives the team the other ball, but allows them to pull all their players up at one time. The other thing which you're seeing consistently across the season is goal kicks. Goal kicks, while yes, your team does have that ball free to kick it, it is really difficult to maintain that ball unless you're doing a short pass to a defender, and then again, you're talking about having to endure a real high press. Nonetheless, all of Rams throwing. Babanikas back to Halama. Tried to get that in for Walsh, I believe. Picked up by Canton. Here comes Canton. 3-on-5. They push forward and get nothing out of it, shockingly. Victor pushes forward, looking for Walsh. Walsh gets the foot to it, crossing opportunity. Ekanara was in the box, knocked out of bounds for an Oliver Ames corner kick. Strong connection there between Victor and Walsh. As I mentioned in the first half, when those two are on the field together, you see them playing really close to each other and playing off of each other quite well. When Cameron and Fedorchik, which you'll probably see here in 5 or 6 minutes, cross comes in from Victor. Knocked out. Ekanaro now knocks it back into the box, but out by Canton. You'll see Cameron and Fedorchik play kind of left and right, and not so close. Big pass in for Victor, but he couldn't get to it. Assuming the positioning off that corner kick is the same as in the first half, I'm going to call that first goal for Lucas Halama, who was uncovered at the near post coming in on that corner kick. Can't wait to be wrong, but Canton pushes in. Halama knocks it out of bounds. Canton throw. Looking for a quick restart. Haju, short throw. Gets the ball back. Braz on him. He gets through, but can't get past Halama. Now Braz, tight pass over to Victor. Victor trying to find Walsh. Walsh couldn't get there in time. Picked up by senior goalkeeper Howard, who knocks that ball long. Long ball, Walsh coming onto it, but looks like that's going to go directly out of bounds. Great fight by Walsh, but smart play by the Canton goalkeeper allowing that ball to go out of bounds. Looks like a long throw here coming from Canton as they push Evan forward. Ball goes out. Knocked on. Picked up by Canton, but Babanikas there. Again, that goalkeeper, that goal kick issue that teams have against Oliver Ames. A lot of pressure from Canton here on Halama and Babanikas. Well moved around. Walsh has got it now. Turns that ball. Drives down that right-hand side. Wins an Oliver Ames offensive throw. Good movement by Walsh. I was expecting that ball to go backwards, but he turned on that and drove it upfield. Drives it again against the Canton defense. Fights. Looking for a corner kick here. Referee, well away from the play, calls for a goal kick, and that's, again, when you talk about a two referee situation, you're going to have Walsh is fighting for that ball in that dead corner, that, from the camera angle, that top left and bottom right, those are considered dead areas for these referees. They can't get there. Long ball again going in too far for Victor or Walsh to get to it, picked up by the Canton goalkeeper. Oliver Ames 2, Canton 0. Oliver Ames looking for that third goal, which will only assist them in the power rankings. Power rankings coming out on Friday. Whistle for a push in the back on Canton. This will be a great opportunity for Mercier to find a head in the box here. Takes that quick kick, finds Walsh on the left-hand side. Walsh pushes through and across a few defenders, gets it into the box. Several players knocking it around. Falls to Brass, shooting opportunity, high and wide. Good fight for Oliver Ames, pushing into the box. But nothing comes with another high and wide kick coming out of both teams, actually. Francoeur to Capucci. Capucci long to Francoeur, but they're not connected. The ball's going to bounce through to Gilson. Grabs it. Quick restart. Pushes it to Landaverde. Out to Halama, who's got some pressure on him from Durant. Back through the defense. It cycles now to Mercieri. Long first touch. He does recover from it, though. Huge long ball. Ball lands right in between Victor and Walsh. No one taking ownership of that ball. Wonderful work there by Victor to get to that ball, knock it forward, but we're calling for an offsides there on Walsh. Strong play by Victor getting to that. And then really a great looking pass. A long restart from Canton into Oliver Ames' defensive zone. First touch won by Babanika, second by Victor, push in the back. Good transition from Victor in that midfield, winning an Oliver Ames kick. Mercier comes up to take it. Only one Oliver Ames player behind him and no Canton players behind him. Lots of Oliver Ames players at the top of the box. Chip comes in, picked up by Canton's defense, headed by Walsh. Now Icanaro ricochets off a Canton player that should go out of bounds for a Oliver Ames corner kick. Great work by Icanaro and Walsh to get that ball on the goal. Now out for a corner kick. Now it's Babanikas at that near post. Ball kicked out of bounds directly from Victor. Frustrated with himself, but that's sometimes goes when you're looking for those kicks that are close into that goal within that 6-yard box. And then never mind the rain, wetness of the cleats, wetness of the ball. And now you're going to see that substitution for Oliver Ames within 10 minutes of the half. Cameron and Fedorchik back on at forwards. Expectation for that position forward here in this system is that you're running to every single ball. That's why you're going to see a lot of rotation in that spot. Is those players are not expected to be taking breaks on any plays. Gavin gets back, springs it forward, gets it to Icanaro. 2 players on him, loses it to Canton. Durant now with time and space. Chips forward, does find Francoeur, does turn the ball quite well. Another option on the left-hand side, but he chooses to turn back into the Oliver Ames defense. Possible real opportunity there for Francoeur if you push that ball on down the player down the left-hand side. Excellent work from Halama winning that. No, not winning the throw. He thought he won the throw, but that'll be a throw on for Canton. Nonetheless, good job not letting Canton too close to the goal. Braz to Cameron. Cameron can't get his head to it. Knocked out by Canton. Landaverde. Ball knocking around now between the two teams. Someone's looking to get some level of control of it. Here comes Fedorchik, but 2 players on him. Strong play, but dribbles it out of bounds while he's trying to shoulder with the ball with Ben Weaver from Canton. Here comes Francoeur on the left-hand side. One player in the box knocks it off of an Olive Rams player to win a corner kick. Here comes Canton looking for that opportunity to get back into this game. OA only winning this game right now by 2-0. Certainly still a chance for Canton to climb back in. Canton's kick directly through the box, not a single player getting a touch to it. Sam Siegel now looking for a Canton player in the box, can't find one. Cameron can't control that. Here comes Canton again. Good controlled run by the Canton player. Eventually does lose it. Cameron now to Ikanaru. Back to Halama. Halama plenty of time and space, pushes it to Landaverde. Long ball looking for Fedorchik, picked up by the Canton player. Gavin now gets the ball, tries to push back to Fedorchik. Great passing between those two. Springs Fedorchik open down the right-hand side. His kick comes in. And the way he's running around, it looks like that kick ricocheted out of bounds. Substitution now coming in. Braz coming off. And I believe that's the first appearance from Cyrus and Johnny coming off a injury and an illness for this team. And Johnny, a key player in previous seasons for all the Rams, hasn't been able to get his footing in this season yet. Here he is on the ball just outside the box. Gets the ball to Fisher. All of Rams looking for ways to get the ball forward. Mercieri finds a wide open Ikanaru. Pushes it out to Halama. Back to Ikanaru, still probing, looking for a way through the defense here. Ball sprung across, looking for Fedorchik from Ikanaru. Can't get there. Here, can't have the ball. Picked up by Gavin now. Here comes Canton down the left-hand side. Good job by Gavin, kicking that ball away and out of bounds. And Johnny came on for Braz, who has normally played a lot of minutes in each game, so we're trying to figure out some of these new positions where Braz is out. Cameron gets a good foot to the ball, runs the ball into space, launches it forward, trying to find Fedorchik. Can't get to it. That's going to roll right to the Canton goalkeeper. Quick restart, looking for an open Riley Durant. James Howard needs those shin guards he's wearing taped to his legs, because that was, I think it's the third time those have been on the ground here. Canton now down the left-hand side. Frank Court, dangerous run against Mercieri. Gets the ball to Sphere, but can't connect with that ball. I think he was looking to get that ball back to Frank Court rather than turning towards goal. He had space around him. First half, very equal between these two teams so far. 25 minutes left in the second half. Olive Rams 2, Canton 0. Tail of the second half, though, is a much closer game. Canton pushing forward while not being able to make that last pass that they need, or turn to shoot when they need it. Canton missing the playoffs last season, looking to bounce back. And Johnny off, Braz back on. Ikanaru, good pass back to Hinjani. Ball's moving well. Landaverde tries to find a player, knocked out by Haiju from Canton. Mercieri now tries the same thing, knocked out by Howard from Canton. Absolutely I would say a really good play from Babanikas coming back, making sure Frank Core can't be the first to get to that ball. Maybe a little bit when he landed, knock into Frank Core's back, but that's going to be a Canton free kick. Probably from 5 or 6 yards out from where they're taking that, but if they're not going to ask for it, it doesn't seem what the referee is looking to correct. Canton collecting at the top of the box, 4 or 5 players there. Ball launched in. First header to Fisher. Then Nicanaro can't turn to get that ball out. Huge play from Babanikas coming forward. A strong tackle. Ball goes out of bounds here. We got a player down in Haiju from Canton. I believe the call was out of bounds and not a penalty on or a foul on Babanikas, who I think did a great job getting to that ball first. Seemed clean. Referee stopping the clock now at 23 minutes left in the game. Haiju up, but walking off the field. Can't allowed to sub if they need to here. It is going to be a Canton throw-in to restart, so no call on Babanikas there on that tremendous tackle against Haiju. Hope Haiju's okay and can get himself back into this game. Looks like the refs either allowed him or... No, they allowed another player to come back on, Nate Rivera. So Rivera on for Haiju after the injury. Canton gets us restarted. Babanikas is having an incredible CDM game here. Fedorchik gets that ball. Has got an option in front of him. Cameron springs Cameron open on the left-hand side. That ball might be a bit heavy. Strong play by Willett to get that ball out of bounds here. Cameron, one of the faster players on Oliver Ames. Can't get there to beat Willett, but certainly put enough pressure on to win an Oliver Ames offensive throw. Here it comes from Halama. All the way into the box, headed across. Babanikas has it outside the box. Gets to Halama, tries to get it to Braz. That's going to roll forward to Willett, who's going to come well out of his goal space to pick that up. I think he's thinking that Canton will have more success with the ball at his punt rather than the ball coming out of a goal kick. That's why the aggressive play on the end line to pick it up and not let it go out of bounds. Bounced around. Here comes a push in the back, I believe, on Braz. Lots of whistles going on. I'm not sure from where and why. With so many whistles, I was looking around the other fields around here to see if there's another referee somewhere in another game. No, it was a whistle from the far side referee asking Canton to push back about 10 yards. Siegel gets us restarted here. Now Canton at the top of the box looking for some level of control. Howard playing really in a forward position on those Canton kicks. Does a good job pulling that ball away from Babanikas. He's looking for options. Chips long, but he only finds Halama. Cameron with a huge run over. Does eventually win that ball, but only knocks it far back as Canton, who has to go back to Wilwitt. Wilwitt under pressure. Great play by Cameron. Again, wins it, pushes it back in the box, finds the Ikanaro open shot, couldn't connect with it. Ball was bouncing, and certainly did a good job getting his foot to that, but again, another shot from Oliver Ames and Canton combined that's just not hitting the, not on goal shots, off goal shots. I guess that's what you call them. Hefty amount of substitutions from Canton on this goal kick. Looks like Haiju's back on the field. Good for him. Howard now pushes down the left-hand side. Babanikas Tries to find Cameron. Does. Cameron's now the ball on the right hand side. Crosses in, or actually looks like he ripped that shot from outside the box. Will Witt there to easily collect that shot. Canton pushing the ball against Easton's defense. Mercier is there to knock it out. And not quite out of bounds. Bounces in. Oliver Ames' throw quickly taken by Halama over Cameron's head right to a Canton defender. Cameron knocking the ball off Durant. Gets us quickly restarted. Looking for Ikanaro, headed on by the taller Canton defenders right to Wilwitt. Wilwitt's punt to half. Durant can't connect with it. Halama and Brass, somewhat of a miscommunication there as to who should be coming onto that second touch. Oliver Ames comes away with a free kick. Just the top of their defensive third. Ball kicked long, looking for Fedorchik. Neither Fedorchik and, Mercier's kicked to Fedorchik. They just didn't connect. Substitution at forward now for Oliver Ames. Walsh and Victor back on. Cameron and Fedorchik coming off. It was a good run of 10 minutes there for Christian Cameron. Goal kick comes out to half. Howard's moved up from normally his defensive position. And does a good job trying to get control of that for Oliver Ames, but that's eventually knocked out of bounds for an Oliver Ames offensive throw. Walsh running to the box, flicks the head on, looking for Ikanaro. Ikanaro knocking into the ref just after the fact. That might be a card against Ikanaro, who came in well after possession was retained. Referee is pulling a card out on Ikanaro. Ikanaro's going to have to leave the field here. Ikanaro off. Victor's pushed back to the mid in his stead, and Fedorchik comes on to combine with Walsh at the forward position. Long kick here. First touch to OA. Second touch to Canton. Again, knocking around off these kicks. Both teams tracking for some level of position here. Back and forth, back and forth. Walsh now has it down the right-hand side. Two defenders on him. Great cross in, looking for Fedorchik. Just can't get there. Quickly knocked out by Wilwitt. Gavin gets us restarted here. I was looking through the Oliver Ames line, looking to see if Ikanaro was going to join the field again after that yellow card. It looks like he's going to take a short break. Braz over to Fedorchik, back to Fisher. Fisher to Fedorchik. Knocked several players on him. Well picked up by Wilwitt. Referee not calling for a foul there. Good fight from Fedorchik. Throw from the goalkeeper, not picked up by Canton immediately. And Oliver Ames gets possession. Ball forward from Alama, knocked out of bounds from Canton. Another Oliver Ames throwing. Headed out of bounds by Canton off the throw-in. Now a corner kick style throw for Halama. Deep in the defensive zone for Canton. 2 defenders back, Landaverde and Mercieri. Here comes the throw. Knocked out by Howard. Right back to Halama. Swings that ball really far over everybody. Picked up by Canton. The ball hasn't got out of bounds yet. Good fight by Gavin to make sure the ball didn't go directly out of bounds, but does lose it out of bounds for a Canton goal kick. Canton with a free kick just outside the defensive third for Oliver Ames here. Canton, with 50 minutes left, could still climb back into this game. Oliver Ames not being able to connect on that third goal yet, despite scoring their first 2 of them in the first 10 minutes of the game. Here comes Canton. Nice looking kick into the box. Bob Anikas there to get his foot to it. Knocked out as far as Fisher, but he can't clear it. Roll all the way across the goal. 2 scoring opportunities there for Canton. They can't connect to it. Durant with a good-looking cross, but someone from Canton must have been offsides in the box there. Mercier gets us a restart with a goal kick. Eventually settled by Halama. Flicks it forward looking for Brass. Can't find him. Good job from Victor getting to that ball, but we're going to have a call on Brass here. There's going to be another opportunity from Canton with a dangerous kick. Too far for a shot, but certainly a dangerous opportunity for Canton. They quickly get it restarted. Ball to Frank Core. Frank Core gets around Halama. Push the ball across the goal face. Gilson up and into action. Quickly getting down to make sure that cross doesn't connect. Oliver's not ready for that quick restart, leaving Frank Core open. Fedorchik pushes the ball across the center, tries to find Walsh. Knocked out by Shane Kelleher from Canton. Fisher wins the ball back for Oliver Ames. Tries to push it to either Walsh or Victor. Picked up by Canton's defense. Now Braz the ball. Great pass by him to find Fisher. Fisher finds Walsh on outside. Ball to Victor. Shot on. Great save by the Canton goalkeeper, Ollie Wilwitt. Oliver Ames connecting well going forward here. Haven't seen Icanaro back on the field after the yellow card, which is a little bit surprising, but certainly deserving his rest. Ball long, Bob Anikas. Now to Braz. Braz headed on, looking for Fedorchik. Fedorchik finds Walsh. Walsh's space. Pushes forward to Fedorchik. Very close. We're calling offsides here on Fedorchik, which surprises me considering where Fedorchik was coming from. But again, I promised myself I would never complain about offsides calls with this 2-referee system. A lot of confusion there from the players and teams as to what that offsides call was. Looks like we're having a timeout here from Oliver Ames. Coming up next for OA, a game against Sharon on the 30th, September 30th. That's their last game before a weirdly long break, over a week without games. That'll be in Sharon at 6 p.m. on the 30th. Canton next game against Taunton, who's certainly struggling this season.
What's the time? What is it?
One more time. 1-6 flat.
16 flat.
Card.
He said 1-6 black, or I don't know what he said 1-6 black or flat.
Sounded like flat to me.
For a yellow card or?
I've only seen one card. We got a card earlier. Number 8 on our team got a card. No, it was 16. 16 got the card.
16 got the card.
Yeah. But if you were looking for the time, you didn't get the time.
Was it yellow? I think I'm off.
It was a yellow. Yep.
What was the?
The reason?
Oh, they can fill this in.
Yeah.
What's 59, 25?
Yep. Canton getting us restarted after that timeout. 11 minutes left in the game. Canton slow to get us started, down 2 goals here against three-time Division II back-to-back state champion Oliver Ames. Long throw in from Alama, eventually picked up by Canton. Good fight by Victor. Braz over to Fisher. Oh, that wasn't Victor. Yeah, Victor had it. It looks like Texas now on for Dorchik. Good fight by Howard to get that ball off of Victor. Pushes the ball high and wide, looking for, I believe, Hajid on the left-hand side. Knocks that ball out of bounds for an Oliver Ames goal kick. Gavin with the ball now on the right-hand side defensively. Pushes forward, finds Victor. Pushes the ball, gets it to Teixeira. Gets it back to Babanikas. Babanikas chips it long, looking for Walsh on the right-hand side. Walsh getting there, but no real options in the box for him. Does get to it, holds it. Good play, gets it back to Fisher. Fisher to Victor. Back to Fisher. Now 2 players in the box for Fisher to cross it into. Walsh to the ball, top of the box. Can't get the ball controlled. Howard comes away with it. Huge defensive play by Gavin there, pulling that ball off the Canton player's foot. Can't connect with Victor. Ecanaro is still on the bench from his yellow card earlier. Looks like he's setting up for a substitution now. Walsh coming back for some defensive help. Gets a call called against him for jumping in on that ball. Canton crossing, or a big, not too far out for a shot on this restart here. Tons of players collecting at the top of the box. Only 3 players back for the entire Canton team. Ball comes in, headed by Braz first, but back into the goalie. Knocks off of Mercieri's foot. Does a great job getting back to it, pushes it out. Referee calling for a corner kick. Saying Mercieri didn't get back there in time. Just over 8 minutes left in the game. Oliver Ames 2, Canton 0. Canton setting up for a dangerous corner kick. The vast majority of the players setting up far post, but they're out the box. One player runs short. Ball goes long. Canton player, I think it was Tony Sphere, got his head to that ball but couldn't put it on net. Real goal scoring opportunity for Canton there. Goal kick coming out for all of Rams. Substitution for OA as well. Ekanaro back on the field with a yellow card. Teixeira comes off, pushes Victor back forward. Halamo gets restarted with a throw. He's got Walsh deep. Touched first by Canton. Walsh pressuring the Canton defender. Pushes it in. Good job by him to force Canton to make a quick play, knocking that ball out of bounds. Now you'll have a real offensive throw for Halama. Halama gets it into Walsh, can't control it, eventually picked up by Wilwitt. Five minutes left in the game. Canton kick goes out, but goes right back to Oliver Ames. Walsh fighting for some level of control, pushes forward to Victor. Strong fight by Victor, wins the ball. No call from the referee here. Ekanara at the top of the box. Shooting opportunity right into the goal. That's that third goal. Canton looking for a call on Victor driving into the box against Siegel, but referee saying Siegel went down on his own. Ekanara gets that 3-0. Goals by Ekanara, Walsh, and either Halama or Babanikas. I called Halama earlier, but I think they're switching off who's at that near post, so I can't guarantee it. At some point, I'll be corrected. Feel free to vote in the comments which one of those two should dye their hair perfectly blonde, so I can tell them apart. Appreciate it. Or green. Canton getting restarted, down 3 goals, 6 minutes left in the game. Alderham significantly more dangerous coming through that mid-attacking position with Ekanaro on the field. Alderham struggling to clear the ball. Ekanaro eventually getting to it. Ball pocketed off of his foot. Canton now looking to switch fields defensively. Long ball, good ball in to Capucci. Capucci back to Siegel. Siegel tries to cross. It looks like Walsh is going to be a dangerous player here. Great attacking play by him. Wins an Oliver Ames throw off of a missed pass there by the Canton defense. Throw in from Gavin. Just outside the top of the box. Spraz back to Babanikas. Back to Halama. That pass might be mishit. Halama does a good job getting back to that. Walsh tries to turn. Can't. Gets the ball back to Gavin. Gavin back to Mercieri. Great play by this team. Looking forward to places they control as those words come out of my mouth. Mercieri kicks it long. Loses the ball to Canton. Was trying to find Victor outside the box. Victor Nasamito and Derek Walsh still looking for that 4th goal. Still playing for that 4th goal. That's certainly running and driving all the time. Long ball, Frank Core tries to flick on, trying to find Sophomore standout Luke Erickson, but can't. Howard controlling that midfield as well for Canton, but can't. Gilson doing a great job shielding that ball out of bounds for another All-Rams goal kick. I was in the middle of trying to think of a really funny joke about Howard losing his shin guard again for the 17th time this game. Under 5 minutes now left in the game. Clock stopped here at Muscato Stadium. Official time kept on the field. Mercier gets us restarted. Icanaro came off during that for looks like Jack Donahue onto the field. Dylan Fisher retrieves that ball going into All-Rams defense, pushes it back to... Now, Donahue just outside the box, shooting opportunity, chips it up off either the crossbar or the goalpost. It looks like the goalpost. That'll be a goal kick for Oliver Ames. Great job springing him on, flick on from Walsh, and a great pass forward, I believe, from Victor. Walsh turning on the Canton defense, shooting opportunity here. Tries to get it over to Donahue, or tries to get his foot to it, but it's a good job from the Canton defense after losing control of that ball, collapsing on Walsh. Good job getting that out. Offensive throw here. Walsh coming running over to get that ball from Halama, heads it over to Donahue. Donahue taps that ball up and out of bounds over the goal. Tough position for the Donahue coming on to the game with so little time left. Some nerves. Walsh now leaving the field. Donahue on. Walsh getting off the field for Devin Singleton, seniors, first minutes of the season. Let's see what he can do here. Certainly seen in season past players getting a few minutes towards the end of the game and absolutely making a big difference in the season. Few minutes left. Oliver Ames throw. Halama finds Braz. Donahue fighting for it. Howard from Canton having a good game, but picked up by Victor. Victor over to Fisher. Babanikas finds Connor Hedrick, who must have come on at the same time as Singleton. Sorry, not seeing that substitution. Hedrick, a longtime defender for Barada's teams the past 3 seasons. Donahue gets it, turns it back to Singleton. Singleton tries to find Victor, does eventually find him. Whistle blows for the game. Oliver Ames 3, Canton 0. Power rankings on Friday to find out where your teams sit. Thanks for tuning into Easton Community Access, and we will be here for the next game at home in a few weeks.
ECAT's production of OA Sports are provided by Morse Insurance, Weinstein & Keach, we sell real estate, Michael Associates, Ltd., the Easton Lions Club. ECAT would like to thank all the sponsors for support of producing OA Sports.